For the ambitious tycoon, the start of a thriving empire is only ever one deal away. Exploiting gaps in the market and meeting demand is all in a day's work for a cunning entrepreneur. And expanding your business is necessary if you're to keep up with the times. But you won't be the only one looking to make it big. Competitors and self-sufficient towns will soon leave you looking for that next niche in the market. And a change of entrepreneurial tactics might be necessary to fend off financial collapse. However, be careful with your newfound direction. A poorly planned infrastructure will grind your business to a halt. And badly placed polluting industry will be sure to harm your reputation and quickly turn your business allies into foes. But the savvy business person will have all this under control with well-executed trade routes by road, water, air, and rail. And a well-targeted PR campaign will soon have those green towns and villages back on side and accepting your goods. All that's left to worry about is what you're going to produce next. For you are an industrialist, and success is in your blood. And who knows what the next new day will bring in rise of industry.
So hello and welcome to Rise of Industry. This is the 5.1 update and I've been playing this a fair amount and I think I've found a way to guarantee beating the game. A winning strategy, and we're going to play it on veteran and I'm going to show you how I beat the game. So with no further ado, let's generate a world. Right, first we're just going to let the game play till January the 3rd. There we go. Just watching it down here. That will allow the cities to decide on their size and equip themselves with whatever they're going to have, but it won't give the AI enough time to get a bit of a jump on us. So the first thing we need to do, it's important to decide on our starting times, on our starting town. So let's have a look at what we've got here. We are looking for somewhere that has, probably we want a home goods store. Let's have a look and see. A clothing store might do us. What do we have here? Just a hardware store. Aha, right, we have home goods here. And a bookstore, that might be interesting. Glassware is a particularly useful product, and as is wooden barrels, but glassware sells for a lot of money. Let's see what the hardware store is asking for. Sand and ceramics. So Karsh is a reasonable proposition. Let's just pin Karsh and see what our other options are. Nothing there. Oh, now this is an interesting region. Having two cities very close together can be really useful, but none of them are looking for any high priced products. Let's have a look down here. We've got a planning office. No, just a small town down there. Okay, so it looks like Karsh is going to be our start city. Let's go back there. Let's see what they are looking for. So glassware is a good starting product, but they also have a bookstore. Books, they pay 88,000 for a truckload of books and only 37,000 for a truckload of glass. So books would be a good alternative for us. So we have a choice of two industries there, and in this case I think we'll go for books. They'll also want newspapers, but books at 88,000 is a bit irresistible, really. Okay, right, so we need to pick our specialism, and there isn't a win condition in this game, so I'm going to define one as being once we're making a net profit of $1 million a month, we have, let's say, 50 million in the bank, and we could aim to unlock all of the industries as well, or all of the research. We'll see how we go on that, because we don't want to just sit here gaining points if we've easily beaten the game. But yeah, I'm going to specialise in industry because that's the hardest thing to get points in, so it's a good one to start with. Because we're going to go for a paper mill. Now that will give us paper and cardboard, and that will give us books and deluxe books. Let's just check that books are something that's within our gift to make. Yeah, to make books we will need paper and cardboard. So we can do that by just unlocking 2. So we need to unlock the printing press, the paper mill, sorry, and unlocking the printing press. We will need a lumber yard. Now we should still have a point in logistics. Now there's 2 ways we could do this. We could either have an extra dispatch slot, or we can go for a truck depot. My favourite is to go for the truck depot. Farming, we need to put down some farms just to get the research points ticking over. If we build a crop farm, we'll get veggies and hops. If we build a plantation, we'll get berries and cotton. Let's just have a look at which one the farmers market will take. Berries we can sell at 3,000. Veggies we'd sell at 2,000. So a plantation would be our best bet. So let's unlock the plantation. Okay, so once we've placed down everything, that will give us, we'll be gaining points, research points in each of the 4 categories. Right, we're going to need to unlock the full build permit, which isn't too bad at the start. Every time we unlock one, the prices of all of the others go up. Right, I'm going to leave it on pause just while we get our industries placed down, because otherwise the AI will crop up and start taking areas that we want. So, we're going to be making books. Let's get a paper mill down. We can build anywhere within the region that we've bought a permit in. It's a bit of a long, thin region. We can build anywhere in this area, but not outside of it. And we're on both sides, we are quite close to other towns. I think we'll maybe look at building farms up here, because farms will then be able to ship to both. Presuming that, in fact, let's check that out before we decide. farmer's market in Stant also wants berries, so that's good. Let's just put that back the direction it was. And up here, what's this town called? Blingham. Blingham, what does your farmer's market want? Also wants berries, but doesn't pay quite as much for it. Okay. So we'll get our books being made on this side and we'll get our farms over on that side. Right, how close to town can we get a paper mill? Get it there. Okay, now I find it a good idea to rename everything so that I know which city we're in. We'll give Karsh the initials CR. So this is going to be CR and we're going to be making books there. We're going to need lumber and we're going to need water. Destination is going to be to the bookstore. We're not going to be making tons, so one truck. It's important to keep the costs down as low as possible at the start. Okay, so first of all we're going to need paper, so we need another paper mill for paper. See if we can get that on the opposite side of the road. We can actually bring that in a little closer. Not much point though. Let's see where we can go. We'll leave a little bit of a gap. The city will probably expand into it anyway. Okay, and this will be our paper producer. And then we will also need a cardboard producer. Get that over that side. Alright, so we're going to need, for paper we're going to need one lot of lumber, for cardboard we're going to need another lot of lumber. I don't think the hardware store will take any excess lumber we generate. No, so all of the lumber that we make will go into our factories. So we probably don't need to make too much lumber unless the hardware store up here. Oh, it does. Okay. Right, that's interesting. That means that we can afford to generate more lumber than we otherwise would have done. So let's get our lumberyard. I'm just going to put it up here a little. Maybe there. And we'll put in 3 harvesters. Now because the city's going to grow out in this direction, I want to make sure that we reserve some trees for ourselves. We can do that by stepping back a little. Okay, let's put in some roads. These 2 squares here will mean that no matter how much the city grows, they're not going to place a building on these single squares. So we have been able to make sure there that we'll always have 2 trees for our lumber yard to work with. Right, let's name our lumber yard. Now at the moment we only get 1 slot, and this is why we've unlocked the truck depot, because a truck depot can be used to ship to other truck depots, but it can also be used just to ship locally. And I'm gonna place this truck depot there. Oops. In fact, because we know this is going to be used for lumber, let's put it in the name. So the let's move that up there. So the lumber yard is going to ship the lumber to our truck depot. Probably only need 1 truck to do that because they're very close to each other, but we'll keep an eye on that. We might need to increase it over time. And then the truck depot, let's get rid of that for the moment, is going to be shipping lumber. It's going to go to CR cardboard. We'll try it with 1 truck to start with because it only needs one delivery every 15 days, and then we'll ship another load to CR paper, and then any excess we can ship to Blingham's hardware store. And again, we'll just put 1 truck on that for the moment and we'll see how that goes on. Alright, now we're going to need water coming in. So the water we'll get from the wholesaler. And we've got 5 destinations and 9 trucks. We're going to need 2 lots of water for both of these per lumber, but it's not a great distance, so again we might be able to do it with just 1 truck. So let's get 1 lot of water to the cardboard factory and 1 lot of water to our paper factory. And then that's these 2 all catered for. Right, but we want you to send your cardboard. Hang on, we haven't told you to make cardboard. Right, actually cardboard takes 2 lumber. We'll see how we go, because still 15 days we might find that we're getting enough lumber delivered. But we want cardboard to go to our book factory, and we want paper to go to our book factory. Alright, and that should be books being produced and sold to the bookstore. And then the last thing that we'll set up before we set it going is a plantation, so that we've got something coming in from the farms. Now, it's a long way for the water to go because we're going to need to bring in water again, but I think we will put it about halfway between its destination and its water supply. In fact, I could even put it, well, both places actually require berries. So we'll go part way between them. We'll have 3 fields. Can we get a third? No, not quite. Okay, we want you... Well, we'll start off by selling... Let's see who sells for the best price. Farmers Market here is selling for 3,000. Farmers Market up here is also selling for 3,000. Okay, so we can sell to either place. Let's just see which one is taking the highest price. It's closest, sorry. And that is Karsh, so we'll sell there. Again, we'll start on 1 truck and we'll see how we get on. We might need an extra truck primarily because of the distance. And we're going to need the warehouse down here to supply it with some water. Now the fields won't start producing until we've got 3 truckloads of water in there. So I'm going to start it with 3 trucks just so we can get all 3 fields going, and then we'll reduce the number of trucks once we've got a little bit of water in reserve. Alright, so let's watch the money. I prefer to try and keep at least $1 million in the bank. We're quite healthy with 1.7. In theory we could set up some more factories and spend the extra 700, but let's just see how that gets on first. We'll have a quick look before the end of the episode at how things like how our supply chain's going on here. Let's get the cardboard factory up. Okay, we've started making paper. Let's look at... We've started making cardboard. Just keep an eye on storage for lumber. Okay, we need to... Lumber's building up there. We might want to, yeah, we want to increase the number of trucks. So we'll just put an extra truck on lumber so that it's getting into the warehouse faster, into our truck depot. Now, looking at cardboard, yeah, it's getting enough, so that'll be fine. Water, even though we've only got 1 truck on water, is still getting more water than it needs. So these 2 are, they look like they're running on maximum production. And we've already started to turn a profit. Nice. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on the lumber here, and if we find that we are stockpiling too much, we'll start sending an extra truck off to the nearby city where we can sell our excess. Right, last thing before the end of the episode, we'll just check and see how the plantation's doing. We should have enough water being stored, have we? No, we've not. Okay, we do want to send an extra truck to the market there to stop the berries from stockpiling. And yeah, because of the distance, we're going to need extra trucks going from the wholesaler. So let's up the number of trucks here. We'll try it on 5. Because at the moment the fields are staying idle just a little while. Okay, we're starting to see more water getting in. See, there's one field there is idle for quite some time, even on 5 trucks. So we'll up that to 6 trucks. We'll just keep an eye on this and make sure that it's not storing up too much, but the number of berries is growing, so we'll increase the number of trucks that are taking the berries to market. And let's see if we're getting a backlog of water being stored there. Oh, water safe. Yeah, the amount of water being stored is growing, so let's knock that back down to 5 trucks. That should be about an equilibrium. However, berries, we need yet another truck. We can go up to 5. The less trucks, the better, because trucks cost money. But we're making a healthy profit. We're already over 2 million, so in the next episode we'll look at how we expand on this to start building on that profit. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.